It's Transparency Tuesday from a very different location. And before we move on to what our lesson in content creation is, I have a little experiment I'd like you to help me with. If you could give me a hand here. Got it? Okay. The fit of the day is Metroid. This is Samus Aran, a space bounty hunter working for the Space Federation to get rid of space pirates, and one of the power-ups is the space jump. Did I mention this happens in space? And for most of these games, you see Samus exclusively in the power armor. The power armor has changed many times over the years, constantly evolving and changing. But with the exception of Zero Mission, and one game I don't like talking about, you never see Samus outside of the suit. Unless, if you beat the game with really good time, most of the Metroid games would give you an idea of what Samus looks like under the armor, as kind of an Easter egg, which led to a meme. There are two important moments in every millennial Gen X gamer's life. One is when they find out that Samus is a girl. The other is when they find out that Bridget isn't, but that's a very different video. But this is not how we see her most of the time, and this is not how she's remembered. She's remembered, mostly, like this. In fact, most of the time, all you really need is an image of her visor and you know what you're in for. What does this have to do with content creation? One, why is she known primarily in her armor? She is confident and competent at what she does. She is the best at it. But unlike a lot of heroines of her era, she didn't need to be pretty. She did not need to be this cute girl. She was a professional. So when you look yourself in the mirror and you go, I don't look like I think a content creator should look. I am not one of the pretty ones. I am not super sexy. You don't need to be. As a content creator, what's really important is your content. You are not a pretty creator. You can be creating pretty too. It's fine. The content is the king. And if I let looks guide what I did, I would not be making content at all. The second thing, she's known from her armor. She's known from her visor. When you are creating content, what's very important is that you build a sort of visual language. This is my visual language for these videos. When you watch and you see this kind of a setup, you know what you're in for. Do you understand just how jarring it was for you to start this video in my closet office? When you create a visual language, it's almost like a post-hypnotic trigger, a deepener, that makes it so that when somebody starts to see it, their brain recognizes and slips into the mode of watching your video. This also works for things like roll for sandwich. We know this board. How about you? Are you learning things about content creation from unlikely sources? I hope this helped.